My virgin eyes.
They ban us, they cancel us for speaking the facts.
People use censorship as a weapon. The left censors sometimes anti-vaxxers.
Why you think we own these guns so we could just go do some hunting?
Do you think these guns are just for hunting?
He's got some violent sounding.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Is anybody not trying to make America great again?
Make America
Make
great
America
again.
great again.
Howdy. Well, Russ here.
And Chris.
Today we're going to be reacting to the song American Flags. We got our flags right there, and we switched them around. Apparently we had them backwards. But
Thank you for letting us know that we had them backwards.
this song is done by Tom MacDonald and Adam Calhoun. I do not know Adam Calhoun, but we have reacted to Tom MacDonald before.
Yep.
And he hits hard. He tends to be like a person who's questioning the woke narrative, and I don't know what he is politically. He is hard to pin down. I mean, he's got a lot of tattoos. He doesn't really fit like the general stereotype of a Republican. I don't think he is. I think he just questions things, and I think he fights for free speech in general.
So maybe he's an independent, but I have no clue.
Some people hate the American flag, but I think the American flag represents everybody.
No, we're not perfect here in America by far. We have done some atrocious. Our country, our government or governments have done a lot of atrocious things throughout our history. But I think the people in general are good. And we are in a better situation living here than people are in a lot of other countries.
Yeah.
Yes, there are some others that shine and maybe shine brightly or more brightly in some areas, but there are so many places that I would not want to have my neck on the line right now.
I mean, technically, we're married because we're in America. There's a lot of countries where legally we couldn't be.
There's a lot of countries where we could be beheaded,
For being gay.
hung for being gay.
Yeah.
Yes, so I'm glad to be in the USA. I don't know a thing about this song. Have you seen this at all? I haven't seen it.
I've seen it, but I was more listening to it in
Okay.
the car.
All right, so you haven't seen the video.
This is a real reaction for you. I kind of have heard this. It hits real hard.
Okay, just the lyrics hit real hard. So I'm going to be dealing with the lyrics and the visuals
Yeah.
at the same time.
Before we get into
My
this,
virgin eyes.
your eyes are not virgins. You had to get glasses right before we did this because you said your eyes were getting old. That's the opposite of what you just said. Before we get into this, if you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe. We want our subscribers to go up.
I was just talking about my eyes being virginal anyway.
What are you doing? You just get into the song. You're being weird. You're carrying on.
I know.
And you're not talking into the mic.
I'm sorry.
You got to. That's not like a rule that I'm like making up. You just got to do it.
Jeez, okay.
So they can hear you.
All right, I'll shut up. My
You don't have
glasses.
to shut up. Just
my
talk into
glasses
the mic.
are dirty. I've got to get some new glasses that don't have speckles all over the lenses and tape on the side.
You don't have to shut up. You have the right to say whatever you want, which is usually his message. He's very much into free speech, which I am too. Ready?
My people of this country.
Oh, I can't hear
I mean-
anything.
Oh my gosh. You're like having a little kid. I have to keep on showing you how this technology stuff works. Over and over again. Every single time. I have to like re-show you.
I have too many parts
Talk
and
into the
pieces.
mic. Talk into the mic.
I have too many parts and pieces to put together. At my age, I've got to put
Okay.
my eyes on as well as my ears.
See, the flag represents him
see,
too.
It'll soon be my teeth, so.
I'm glad that the flag represents everybody, all ages.
All right.
My people of this country and we're under attack. They ban us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. American flags. American flags. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. I ain't never gonna pretend that I give a damn.
Okay, what did you think of that? That beat is good. If it hits hard.
I think the beat is hard and everything. I'll have to say, through these glasses that I can't get cleaned and this screen being so dang dim, I'm having a hard time seeing these guys. I know they're moving.
Oh my gosh. I brightened it up for you.
Thank you.
You're like, today you're being an old man. I'm sorry. I love you, but
Hey,
you call me young all the time. So
I can't help it that you keep your screen on like barely able to see
no,
mode.
it's pretty bright now. Oh my.
If you
okay,
say so.
Talk about the music.
All right, so far it's got a good beat to it and I like it.
Did you hear what he said?
Yeah, you're going to see some American flags. If you want to join us, come. You'll see some American flags.
Well, he also talked about like they try to cancel us.
Yes. I see that. I
think
that.
so far it's not really about like war in general, like with like Ukraine or something. I think it's talking about like people trying to take away free speech.
That's what I think
in this
he's
country
saying so far. Yes.
Yeah.
And we've seen a lot of that in my personal, non-humble opinion, because I think I'm right.
I ain't never gonna pretend that I give a damn. Anybody who's offended, come get it, we throwing hands. Anybody not trying to make America great again, you a punk, you a clown, better know where I stand.
He did mention Make America Great Again.
He did.
And that's like such a controversial topic. I don't get why it is. But I will say not everything America's done has been great. But we've done some great things too. It's both. Why can't it be both? And often slogans like that are just kind of cliche, catch-all slogans that can be picked apart or help unite. It's both.
Yeah. We have a lot of bright spots in our history, and we have a lot of very dark spots.
You need to make sure things are changing for the better, and some things you need to conserve. It's a mix of both.
Yeah, you're going back to the Jordan Peterson
Yeah.
theory,
But
which
it's
I
weird.
agree with, too.
It's weird because you got Joe Biden's Build Back Better, and it talks about really like changing everything. Build Back Better is about like not conserving anything, but just building everything new and better and better. Make America Great Again is more about conserving what once was. Both those mindsets are limited. They both probably have a time and a place where they both could be beneficial, and then there's a time and place where they're not.
Yeah, but you get what people's thoughts are on that. It's like, make America great again. It's like, yeah, there are times when it was great for some groups of Americans, and the others were still under the thumb.
Yeah.
If you had the wrong color skin, or your sexuality was, not what?
Not straight?
Not straight. If your sexuality was not straight. No, things weren't always so great for you, So I get what people are saying. The thing is, I feel like we have moved forward on a lot of fronts. We've got a long ways to go, though.
Anybody not trying to make America great again, you a punk, you a clown, better know where I stand. I'm the white boy with the middle fingers in the air, dog. We don't give a what. 100 white boys gonna hold me down anywhere, dog. We think that you suck. My patriots the craziest, they ain't afraid of breaking fists on faces. If you really wanna taste of this, no safety tip, just aim the stick and spray the clip. I pray you miss, cause if you don't, they gon' go wacko. Automatic gun smoke like tobacco. Never hit a lady, but it's pretty hard to tell if you're a girl or a they, them, there's these, that, those. I ain't never gonna take a knee for the anthem, smack them. I don't give a damn, can't stand them. Gang full of randoms, fan with a hand.
So I'm having a hard time pulling apart all of these words.
Well, he's fast.
He is so fast. How can anyone speak that fast?
This is one of his fastest raps that I've heard.
Did they like bump it up a notch when they?
No.
This is like he's really spitting this out that quick.
Need for the anthem, smack them. I don't give a damn, can't stand them. Gang full of randoms, fan with a handgun. Run up in your mansion, leave it all abandoned. I was raised to be brave to the grave. United States, we love the country that they've been corrupting. Go woke and go broker if you ain't awake. My people love this country and we're under attack.
It's talking about really the country fighting this country, really like just taking away free speech with like this woke bull crap.
Yeah, I have to agree with it. I think the extreme woke movement in trying to keep certain things out of the news, all sorts of things, that there is a degradation to our freedom of speech right now. They're really, whether they realize it or not, are contributing to removing freedom of speech from this country. Not to say that there are not people on the far right that are also and have been guilty of trying to silence others and remove freedom of speech. Our problem is we've got these two extremes that are, without them realizing it, being pushed into authoritarianism rather than freedom.
Which is more of a libertarian mindset, of freedom, live and let live.
Let's all get in the
limited
middle
government.
here.
The reality is censorship can happen anywhere, on the left and the right.
And what is that?
It's authoritarian. The left censors sometimes anti-vaxxers. The right will censor sometimes certain literature or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand some of the reasons for it. It's like, we have to protect the kids. It's like, in theory, that's great. But then it becomes a slippery slope. And then people use censorship as a weapon to censor the other side. Before you know it, you lose freedom of speech.
My people love this country and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flag.
I think this song is just about having American pride. It's like looking at the situation, the glass half full versus glass half empty. But it doesn't mean you can't look at the nuances of what it's like to live in America and work on the things that we need to fix, and also be happy with some of the things that we are very fortunate to have, like food and all this hiking and freedom to get married because we're gay and not be killed. I think a lot of people don't have American pride at all.
Yes, there's a lot of people that have lost pride in this country, lost pride in our politics.
And I think that could be, oh yeah.
That's it. There's a lot of reasons to not be proud of the political division and unrest that is going on in our country right now.
Yeah, you're right. Like, if you're talking about like the politics and the corporate greed that has gotten involved into politics, and you're talking about even the military-industrial
spread
complex
to the world.
We need a military, of course, but the military is sometimes doing things that I might not agree with, but it doesn't mean I don't support the veterans. I feel horrible for people who die, of course, in war on both sides, to be honest.
So here's the thing. Not enough people get the distinction yet, I think, between that there is a U.S. military, which we need. I am supportive of the men, women, thems that are in our military and serving our country. But in my opinion, we don't support those U.S. citizens near to the degree that we need to for their service to the country, because so much of our tax dollars are being funded to a total different entity, the military industrial complex. The ones that are behind the scenes, where all the big contracts are going to and the pockets are getting rich, while those that actually, in my opinion, serve our country sometimes are still having trouble putting food before their families. That's my problem with the way where taxes go.
If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. American flags.
You hear the beat?
Yes, I hear the beat.
American flags.
It is catchy.
And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American
Got that
flags.
AKA Draco, leave you stankin', break your ankles. I'm not hearing what you saying. Hit the pavement, now you seeing angels. It get dangerous, go against the Patriots. Got all the bangers. Take a look inside my closet. You gon' see way more than hangers, hammers, like I do construction. Ammo, I'ma shoot at something. Why?
He's got some violent sounding.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
That's the only element. I gotta be. I try to play devil's advocate. There is a violence to it, and there's a slight divisiveness to it. But I do like the overall message of having freedom of speech, because that protects everybody.
I'm not totally getting into some of the vibe.
Well, yeah,
With
but
Adam.
this is also a genre of music.
Okay.
It's like, it's not gangster rap or gangsta rap. It's rap that hits hard. Kind of hits hard. This would be fun to work out to, because it gives
Yeah.
you like this vibe. No, it kind of has this grunge of like.
Inside my closet, you gon' see way more than hangers, hammers, like I do construction. Ammo, I'ma shoot at something. Why you think we own these guns so we could just go do some hunting? You must not pay close attention. Government, they want division. Only treason if you lose. I guarantee we come out winning. Let my flag fly high like eagles. I would die for all my people. You can't change me with procedures. I'm about freedom, you about evil. Leave you hanging from the ceiling like chandeliers in cathedrals. Never have the safety on, and when we run out, we just reload.
People of this country.
Some of his message was good though. It was kind of about like I guess standing up against the government if they try to take away free speech, because they're patriots and they have pride.
Yeah. So it's weird.
And being armed with weapons to stand up against the government, because it's not for hunting. These guns are not for hunting.
Yeah, I know. I caught that. Do you think these guns are just for hunting? Da-da-da.
Yeah, these guns are for us to protect ourselves from our own government if they start stripping our rights.
Right. Let's just face it. Has our government ever stripped rights and privileges from its own citizens? Were there things such as the Japanese internment camps, which had Japanese Americans? We met a lady yesterday whose husband's parents were both in Japanese internment camps. Our own citizens
So
were
that would
rounded
be-
up in the Great War.
So we would
They put
not
in
want to make
internment
America
camps.
great by going back to that.
No.
I think it's the bigger picture of like, we don't want to go back to that, right? But we want the Constitution that protects everybody currently
And equally.
and equally. That means the black, the white, the trans. That's the world I
If
like.
you're an American citizen, you should be protected, no matter what race, color, creed, sexuality, whatever. You're an American citizen.
I think this is about the people having the power over the government because we elect the government, and this is about like if the government does start abusing their power, we need to stand up and protect ourselves.
Just
My
reload.
people of this country and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. American flags. American flags. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. Every time we pull up, you see stars, you see stripes, you see flags on the cars and the trucks and the bikes. Every time we pull up, we go hard, we outside, we got flags on our arms that are tatted there for life.
Every time we pull up, we don't care if you mad. We cherish this land. The haters can get buried in rags. They set fire to old glory, turning fabric to ash.
But every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. American flags. American flags. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags.
He has every right to do this video, these images, exactly as he chooses to do it. If I were doing this video, I would have liked to have seen some big burly black brothers, some big burly Asian brothers, some big burly Native American brothers that have served in the military or what. I would like to have seen all of us represented in the video too.
You're like Mr. Hollywood. You want a quota.
Yeah, if I would want my quota. I would want it to represent all of America, that there's some of all of us that want to protect the American flag. Because
But this is one song.
and this is just one, and that's what I'm saying. He has every right to do it just as he did it, and I totally support that. But if I were doing the visuals, I would have done them a little bit different.
Yeah, I
or a
getcha.
lot different.
I mean, the reason it's two white guys is because they're the ones who are both
The
rapping.
rappers. Yeah.
So yeah, and it's mainly focused on just them. So it doesn't strike me weird that there's not black people or even a gay person in there.
There's the line in there about burning the American flag or what have you, which I don't like to see that done either. But the Supreme Court has made the decision that that is an expression of freedom of speech.
Of course it is.
So it is. People have the right to do it. I personally think it's a bad decision to do so.
Yeah, you want to know the truth? I don't even like the Make America Great Again flag. I would rather have the American flag, even the gay flag. I would rather have the American flag. Any other flag, I would rather have the American flag when you're in America. It makes sense. It doesn't mean I don't like other people in different groups. It's just that flag should be the flag that unites us all. That is the future of the world that I want to see. I want to see an America that has some of its tradition, but also we've learned and become a country that is inclusive to everybody. And that's the pride part, and that's something that when they say make America great again, I think it's also about conserving some of the things that made this country so great, which the biggest thing was free speech and the Second Amendment, to try to have some sort of checks and balance with the government.
But I totally get the people that say, okay, the country has been much more great for some people than it has others. And let's face it, it usually, unfortunately, has worked out more in the economical sense. It's great for those that are very privileged and wealthy, and not as great for those that are struggling.
Yeah, but also a lot of it I didn't catch because the lyrics were so fucking fast.
Yeah,
if
I would
you're
have to
honest.
look.
I'd
I'd have to
read the
listen
lyrics.
to this several times and probably get something and write it out. It's like, what the heck did he say?
Tom and this Adam guy, I wonder at the end of the day if they truly believe in freedom of speech for everybody. That includes trans people, and that includes people with different faiths, not just Christian people. And that includes gay people, black people, yada, yada, yada.
All Americans.
That includes everybody, not just people that you agree with already.
So
Because
that
then it's not freedom of speech. It's just a mob. It's just another mob, and you're being biased in a bubble. You got to believe in it for everybody, and that means you got to hear things you don't like. And I got a feeling I know Tom, or I know of Tom's music, and Tom's music, he tends to be inclusive of people that are different, even if he doesn't agree. And that's
Okay.
what it's all about. That's what the American flag's about to me. It doesn't mean it's always been that way, but
Right.
aspects of it have.
That's the aspiration.
And I feel like I've seen Tom do collaborations with black people and with like trans people, so I would imagine that he really is for everybody.
Okay. I
To have their rights.
I haven't had dinner with him.
Like he had like Blair White in a video.
Oh, okay.
So he likes trans people.
Okay,
I think
all
he's more open-minded than we think.
That's just my point with this. This was a very politically charged statement. You could have done something more with these visuals to make it clear then that you're not some type of separatist.
Yeah, I guess I could
That's
see that.
where I would get.
Not that he has to do it, but if he would have done it, I think it would have been hard for the people who are questioning him to think differently about him.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd be like, oh, well, like literally Blair White's in it, but he's done that before,
Well,
so
like,
I know.
If
I know.
it had Blair White there with her heels on, stamping down on something,
It's like, oh,
I would have liked this better.
yeah, and that's a preference, and we're allowed to have that view too.
Yeah.
The sound was great. I thought it was.
Oh,
really-
I think it was. Yeah,
it was like one of his best sounds.
Okay, like you say, I think this would be kick-ass to be having this beat going on in the gym, like I go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
What would I rate this? An A.
The beat's an A for sure.
So it's powerful visuals. These tank guys up on tanks, the jets flying in the back. It was pretty cool, but I'm a peaceful kind of guy.
Yeah.
And so there is so much of the military vibe to it. I don't know, the step back on them kind of feeling.
I'm kind of the person, I was like, I don't want to go fight and just like cause a bunch of fights, but I would stand up for myself. I'm more of a self-defense person.
Yeah. We're going to defend 5-all. Yeah, we defend him.
Thank you for watching this. What do you all think? Let us know in the comments below. Why, Russ?
And Chris.
Love you long time.
Hey, buddy.